What's up, ladies and gents, boys and girls? Your boy is back, and you know what time it is, even though I'm dropping this video a little bit later than I usually do. 2015's biggest epic fails. I'll recap the year and see who in sports, movies, music, pop culture took the biggest L's of the year. Now, this year, it's been a lot of L's. Some worthy, and some could have been avoided, and other ones it's like, okay, I've seen that coming a mile away. But you know your boy's going to talk about it. Now, the first one, Lamar Odom. I really didn't want to even discuss this one. I mean, because Lamar Odom, you know, if you kept track of his basketball career, you know he's previously had some problems with drug abuse, cocaine more specifically. But yeah, a couple of months ago, he was found in a brothel, overdosed. And no. It wasn't on cocaine, it wasn't on heroin, and it wasn't on pills. Well, yeah, it was kind of a pill, but yeah, Viagra and alcohol. You're found in a brothel, passed out on the boner pill, that's what I call it, in alcohol. Damn, I would have rather been cocaine. I mean, come on. And hookers are the ones that find you passed out. And Lord knows that them damn Kardashians was going to suck you dry. No pun intended. But yeah, them Kardashians, they was waiting for Odom to kick the bucket. But I mean, it's a good thing that, you know, he did recover or whatever. But Lamar Odom, I mean, if this does anything, I mean, like, it's not going to hurt your basketball legacy. I mean, it's not going to take anything away from your skills of basketball playing, what you've done over the years. But I'm sorry, for this shit, epic fail. Next on my list, the Seattle Seahawks quarterback, Russell Wilson. Now, I was going to leave you alone because, I mean, come on, like, you're one of the best quarterbacks today, and you're currently dating Sierra, Future's ex, and Future, you take the L for that shit for giving that up. But, yeah, Super Bowl 49, 24-28, you lose the Super Bowl by 4 points. I don't know whether to blame you or Pete Carroll. Matter of fact, Pete Carroll, you get the L for this too. You're 1 yard away from a touchdown. You have Marshawn Lynch, arguably the best running back in the league, but you choose to run the ball on the 1 yard line and end up getting picked off for an interception. I'm not even a Seahawks fan, and that shit pissed me the hell off. So, yeah, you get some points for making another playoffs run this year for 2015-2016 season, but for blowing it at the biggest stage of the NFL, Super Bowl 49. Russell Wilson, sorry, my nigga, but epic fail. Next on my list, LeBron James, and this is the last one for the athletes, but LeBron James. And I was going to leave him alone because he arguably had one of the best years of his career in 2014-2015. But, yeah, he's 2-4 in the NBA Finals now. I mean, but I understand because the man can't do it all on his own. Now, some people say that if it wasn't for Kyrie Irving's injury, the playoffs this year might have turned out a little bit different. But I do agree with that. But, I mean, come on, like, look at what LeBron James has done. I mean, he's like pretty much, you could pretty much just call him the NBA's Peyton Manning. Kills it in the regular season. But in the postseason, he comes up short. So I'm not going to get on you too hard for this, but I will just say that you take the partial L and the Cleveland Cavaliers as a whole team takes the biggest L. Next on my list, Donald Trump announcing he's running for president. This guy. Now, of course, I mean, you know they say that money is power. But this imbecile has the nerve to say he's going to run for president. And I got a feeling that if he's elected president, if he's actually elected by the American people, that's gonna say a lot about our country. I mean, because it's already bad that we're in turmoil for, you know, racism or whatever. But I mean, come on, he's gonna run this entire country like it's a business. I mean, but then again, you gotta think that you know, laws and political issues don't even really matter this modern day and age. It's pretty much about who you know, what you know, and who you can pay off. It's pretty much like, it's not even about politics anymore. It is more about a business. But it's bad enough that this guy is prejudiced towards Muslims. He says these stupid and most ignorant things, and yet he gets supporters all the time. That's the most ridiculous thing to me, is that you can get away with saying what you say, but you expect no kind of backlash from it just because you got money. So for that, Donald Trump, you and your supporters, epic fail. Next on my list, that god awful Fantastic Four reboot. Now y'all guys know how I feel about Hollywood just oversaturating the market with remakes and reboots. And by the way, this is one of the few movies that didn't even really need a reboot. I mean, why are you gonna? I've said this before and I'll say it again. Why are you gonna reboot a movie franchise that's not even 10 years old yet? I mean, the first one came out in 2003, 2004, and then Rise of the Silver Surfer came out in I think summer of '06, '07. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But one, why are you gonna reboot a movie franchise that doesn't need it? There was nothing wrong with the original. And two, if you're gonna reboot a movie franchise, then for God's sakes, do it right. I mean, and like this is the kind of shit that makes Marvel fans pissed off. This kind of shit that makes Marvel fans and nerds like me pissed off because you don't even do it right. You're not. I mean, I understand. Like you if you're gonna do a reboot, you gotta have something a little bit different than the original. You kind of want to give it some edge. But come on, like I watched the whole movie, the whole 2 hour and 26 minute movie, and only about maybe 11 minutes of it was actually interesting. When they got their powers, it wasn't even that good. It wasn't even that shocking of a moment. And Michael B. Jordan, I know you acted in this horrible movie, but I mean, you don't take the L for this because you redeemed yourself with that movie Creed, which is probably one of the movies of the year. So you kind of get a pass. But Fox, 20th Century Fox Studios, y'all are the one who gets the L for this epic fail. Next on my list, and you guys knew this one was coming. Bill Cosby. Yeah, sorry, that's what I originally meant. Yeah, but yeah, over the past 30 years, women have come forward and said that he has been date raping, like putting date rape drugs in women's drink and taking advantage of them for over the past 3 decades. I mean, come on, it's like, you figure, come on, we grew up watching this guy. This guy was Clifford. He was a TV dad. He could do no wrong, right? But then again, you kind of had to figure something the way he's pushing Jello pudding pops so hard, and he even sort of kind of alluded to it and admitted to it on a segment of the Tonight Show. I forgot he was talking to Jay Leno or one of those guys. He was like, "Well, first I forgot he said some crazy shit about being in a nightclub or something like that and putting quaaludes in females' drinks and spiking their drinks with date rape drugs. First you do blippity blop, then hello America." That was the dumbest shit that I ever seen. But he's like, wait a minute, what? Maybe there's some kind of some truth to this whole date rape drug kind of thing. But yeah, Bill Cosby. Like I was hoping to God this wasn't true. Because like I said, I grew up watching you, man. But if it does turn out that you're sticking your pudding pop where you don't belong, then yeah, you epically fail. Next on my list, this is a touchy one, but law enforcement in the United States. Now, I know I've got some viewers who are not from our country, but in the past 5 years in America, law enforcement has not been kind to civilians, especially minority civilians. And I alluded to this in my last video, saying that blacks can barely go anywhere without being harassed or being searched or hell even being shot on sight by police officers. And there's prejudice. Like everybody if you live in this world, you all got a prejudice. We all have prejudices against us. Whether regardless of age, race, gender, skin color, even religion. Everybody has a prejudice against them. You all kind of have a stigma towards you. But yeah, we live in a country that's kind of unfair. There's people who do worse crimes and get less time. Example, the Casey Anthony case. She neglected and killed her daughter, and yet she got off scot freaking free. And look how long it took to convict the Batman shooter, the guy who shot up at the theater at the premiere of The Dark Knight Rises. It took them what 2 or 3 years to actually charge him of anything. Come on, like this is a country where this is pretty much the point that I'm trying to get at. Let me get this straight. You can shoot an unarmed black man on sight, but it takes you 4, 5, and 6 years to convict a rapist and a serial killer. Okay, and yeah, my last bit on the rapists and the sexual molesters, because I covered Bill Cosby. Jared Fogle, you are now facing 15 years for sexual assault and for child molestation. Yeah, buddy. Everybody looked to you as a fitness guru. Everybody looked to you as a fitness guru and looked to you for guidance on weight loss for the past 15, 20 years. Because it's like, well, if this guy can do it, then anybody can do it. We all looked up to you for that. But no, you want to stick your meatball sub in places that it doesn't belong. So yeah, I hope you get a warm, cozy jail cell, and you're gonna get all the footlongs that you want. So yeah, Epic fail for the law enforcement agencies of the unjust law enforcement agencies of the United States of America, and an epic fail for Jared Fogle. Next on my list, let's go back to the Philly niggas. Meek Mill. I hate it had to be him. I hate it had to be him. Meek Mill has to by far have taken the biggest L this year. This dude has taken multiple L's this year. I mean, it's bad enough that your label mates of Maybach Music Group. It's bad enough that Rick Ross, Wale, and Gunplay don't even fuck with you like that anymore because you're being a complete dickhead and a fuckboy to your label mates, and not even your label mates, but your friends. But yeah, the whole thing is you got, and you guys knew this was coming too. You got bodied by a singing nigga. I mean, come on. You lost. I mean, you was known for being a battle rapper at first, but no, you lost a rap feud to light skinned singing ass Drake. Yeah, this guy. You lost a rap feud to Drake. You lose all of your street credibility, my nigga. And like, look at how many people, look at how many groups of people who take an L because of you. I mean, come on. Maybach Music Group takes an L. Street niggas take an L. Dark skinned niggas take an L. And last but not least, your girl, like Nicki Minaj. We all know who wears the pants in that relationship. So not only did you look like a bitch in a rap battle, in a rap feud, and to your label mates, but you also look like the bitch in your relationship. So Meek Mills, my nigga, epic fail. And last but not least, Charlie Sheen. Another moment of silence. Also, I hate it had to be him. I really hate it had to be him. I mean, come on, because you see all the memes and the making fun of Magic Johnson having HIV all these years, and everybody who became paranoid about it, after seeing the Straight Outta Compton movie and Easy E, dying from AIDS. So I mean, not to joke around, I mean, but AIDS and HIV is really no laughing matter. I mean, like, what you think just because you ain't a celebrity that can't happen to you? That's one thing that we got to take from this whole Charlie Sheen thing is because HIV and AIDS, I mean, it can happen to anybody. It can happen to you. It can happen to me. Like, this is the wake-up call. Ain't nobody safe. But that's not the problem. The problem is, I mean, like, and we all knew Charlie Sheen, like, he's a wild guy. That whole thing, his whole character from Two and a Half Men, that shit is not an act. That's as close to life as a real character that you can actually get. But Charlie doesn't take the L for contracting AIDS because I mean this might sound stupid, but I'm like, well, okay, how'd he get it? Because I mean, of course you can get it from sex, but he was doing drugs, he could have got it from injection from needles. He could have, got it from sex just as easily. But yeah, I mean, you Charlie, but you don't take the L for contracting HIV. You take the L for contracting HIV and continuously having sex with prostitutes and having sex with your concubines, or you still having unprotected sex with women. And do you know that I found this out a couple of weeks ago, actually. As a matter of fact, I found out like as soon as Charlie Sheen contracted it. In some states, like if you have sex with someone who has HIV or AIDS and they know and they don't tell you, that's attempted murder. That is a murder charge. That's something that you can really be incarcerated for. But yeah, you take the L, Charlie, for continuing to have unprotected sex and not letting anyone know. But like I said, this is a wake up call to be safe and to pretty much wrap it up and choose wisely with who you have sex with. But this whole thing. Just look at. Let's just take our attention off of Charlie Sheen for a second. 2015 has been just one disaster after another. I mean, come on, look at what we have. We have terrorist attacks, we have domestic violence, we have child abuse, we have racism, we have sexism, all this negativity in the world, and yet Charlie Sheen still manages to remain positive. I don't mean this man no harm. I don't, I'm kidding. I swear to God, I'm just kidding. But seriously, I'm sorry. I had to throw that joke in there. I had to do it. I'm sorry. But yeah. Anyway, but like I said, all jokes aside, like when you engage in sexual intercourse, regardless of what your sexual orientation is, please protect yourself and make sure, like, if you're in a committed relationship, make sure that you and your partner get tested yearly. But yeah. Anyway. That's pretty much all I got to say for now. That's the biggest epic fails of 2015. I know there was some that I left out, like Isis and Caitlyn Jenner and Miley Cyrus at the VMAs. I mean, like, which ones did I leave out? Leave it in the comments and let me know. Who do you think failed the biggest this year, and who did I leave out? Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.